Tim and Tom.
The biggest story from the week was the Golden Globes and the apparent crowning of a new president in Oprah Winfrey. Did you see this?
I didn't see the speech, which has got everybody in a fluster.
Spoiler, I think Oprah as president is stupid. But the speech was so good. First off, so I love communication, right? I love listening to powerful speakers with their command of cadence and their inflection on words and their nonverbals and their eye contact, which is nonverbals. But more so, with eye contact, you can make more of a message with what you're saying. The whole package. I just love speeches, right?
Yeah.
And I love speeches from Churchill to JFK to Obama, even the horrible people like Hitler. Hitler could captivate an audience, good or bad. Yep. More bad, obviously.
Yep. Tom loves Hitler, right?
I do not, but he could captivate an audience. And the thing I wanted to make a point of is so often when we speak of great speakers, it's always men, right? Like the people I just said, right? Churchill, Roosevelt, Obama. But I want to say is like Oprah can go at it with all of those and deliver powerful messages. And I think that's what got everyone in such a uproar is how great she did at this meaningful speech where she basically said like, the tide is turning. Our time is coming where we can all be equal, women and men. That was a real big thing for me. As she also mentioned, men will also be a part of this as well. Will be part of this sweeping change that sees everyone as equals and no one has to say me too, which is this new movement, that started in 2017. So from a speech and a message point of view, I thought it was fantastic. I honestly think it's one of the best speeches I've heard definitely in my lifetime, if not of all time. You can, rank that and categorize it however you want. But to me, I thought it was a fantastic speech. I loved it wholeheartedly. Now, are you, and excuse my language, are you fucking serious that a woman who pushes fake doctors and pseudoscience is capable of making decisions with the nuclear codes or missions that kill Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, there's
more to it than just a public speaker. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And there's also more to it than just social issues. Does she understand the tax code? Does she know what the 12th Amendment is? Does she know how the 25th Amendment works? Is she, there's more to it than just saying, I can give a good speech.
Does she know that you need to listen to your aides and other things of that nature telling you, no, you shouldn't answer a phone call from this particular person? Right. Those kind of things. Now, yes, would she have that sort of humility? Probably, of course, right? But we're dangerously getting into this, and it started before Trump, but this whole we are voting and choosing our leaders based on ideology. And you cannot do that, man. Like, you've got to, there needs to be somebody with experience. Now, you can talk about ideologies and how you would like them to approach things, but you're voting on an ideology when you vote for somebody like an Oprah or a Trump, right? Because they say the right thing, the thing you want to say, the way you want people to think. Yeah, that's great, and that's fine if that's how you want somebody, who's making those decisions, but they still need to be well experienced, well educated. They need to understand the political back and forth and how to get things done and how to not anger somebody to where they'll never be taken serious. They need to know how, that's where the experienced politician thing comes in, is they know it's a cutthroat world there, ruled by a lot of hounds, and they have to know how to navigate that territory.
Right. And for better or worse, the system isn't going to change in 4 years' time. And we're not saying like we just want someone who knows the status quo and gets through the status quo. Obviously, there's flaws in the system and that needs to be addressed. I think what basically I'm saying, I'll speak for myself, is you have to put these people in a situation where real world decisions need to be made. For example, regardless of your political standing, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, think of two situations where your favorite celebrity and how they would respond in the situation. And I'll give you those two. One, think of when Obama had to sign off and say, let's go ahead with the mission to invade and kill Osama bin Laden. Could The Rock do that?
Right.
No. Could Oprah do that? No. And you guys kind of have understood where we stood or where we stand with Trump. Can Trump do that? Absolutely not. But Obama can, right? And then the second situation, just so that I don't sound like the liberal, oh, you're just left leaning. Think about when 9/11 happened and George Bush was reading books to children in Florida. And they went into crisis 100%. Let's get to Camp David. Let's get a mission. Let's get everything in order. For better or worse, as far as how you feel, his intelligence and things like that, because he's known as kind of a goof. Sure. He handled that day and the days after that.
A lot of
remarkable.
Right.
A lot of professionalism. Again, do you think Bill Nye the Science Guy could do that? Right. Do you think Jerry Seinfeld could do that? No. So stop with this ideology, or not this ideology, this myth that if you're a good speaker or if you tweet fun things, that now you can tell the general public what to do.
And we'll get back to this after I get this little piece out. That's one of the key things that bothers me about Trump, let alone this whole political liberal versus conservative ideology. And even if he, is actually one or the other, it's that, right? Everybody goes, well, we wanted somebody who speaks our mind, who's against the grain. They don't say the standard things and blah, 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 right? But I still think it's pretty prudent to request of your international diplomatic representatives to have decorum and professionalism. I think at a bare minimum, you can give me that. You can still have somebody who goes in there and speaks their mind and who still doesn't take crap. I see it from CEOs and other business leaders all the time. They go against the grain. They anger people. They get what they want by, by hook or crook, but they still have a decorum and a professionalism about them. And I think that's not hard to expect that of a president, and you get that through years of political service like that because you have to play that game and you prove yourself a statesman. I mean,
exactly, really. and have knowledge of what you're doing, right? So understand that if you make a decision, one, can you make that decision based off the Constitution? Are there things in there that says this prevents you from doing this or this allows you to do that? Having knowledge, professionalism, and decorum, like you said, goes a long way. And again, these celebrities, most of them, and again, we don't know everything, right? Like, so who's the science guy that everyone loves right now?
Tyson.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson, not Mike Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He might know some things more so than, for example, the leading scientist that leads the EPA. You know what I'm saying?
And pause, and I'll let you continue here. But if you want him to be the president's lead aide on science-related matters, fine.
Right, exactly. Yeah. If you want The Rock to lead an initiative on nutrition and physical well-being, awesome. Right?
Great.
That's great.
Great.
But again, put those celebrity figures in situations that are real. For example, terror attacks or missions to take out terrorists. And ask yourself, could that person do it? That's all I'm gonna say.
Energy crises, things of this nature that are legitimate worries and concerns that people have and will happen.
Yeah, Hurricane Katrina, the floods that we just saw in Florida and Texas. Yeah.
Now, all that said, Tom, I don't have faith in humanity to swing it back to the way we're pleading with them currently to do that. So, with that thought in mind, let's do it. I'm on. I want to see this debate. Let's get the Winfrey O'Donnell ballot. Let's bring Rosie in. Come on. Let's do this. I want to see these debates. Let's have some zingers. Let's get them on Raw. Let's go. Let's have it. I mean, it's all done anyway, right? It's all a joke now, and it's just not even, let's get The Rock in there. Let's have a third party. Let's see what happens. Let's have the presidential rumble. Forget it, Tom. Let's just go deep in. Let's go.
No.
You can't beat them. Join them.
No.
We'll interview all of them on Tim and Tom.
Well, we could do that, but no. No. I hope you stub your toe for thinking that way.
The
That's
Winfrey
idiotic.
O'Donnell ballot.
No,
Are you
cut it
voting
out.
the Winfrey O'Donnell ballot?
No. No, absolutely
what
not.
What about the Johnson? Who would be Dwayne The Rock Johnson's vice presidential candidate?
Well, on Saturday Night Live, he said it would be Tom Hanks.
Oh, the Johnson Hanks ballot? I'm voting the Johnson Hanks ballot.
Get out of here.
I'm voting the Johnson over the Winfrey O'Donnell and Trump Pence ballot. You bet your life.
I mean, I will say this. I'm gonna bet of the 6 people you named there, Tom Hanks probably does have the most historical knowledge on how the government works. But no, absolutely not. He made bad decisions. Tom Hanks is my favorite actor, but look at his body of work. He made a bad movie with Julia Roberts where he was like flirting with the teacher who was Julia Roberts. That movie was garbage. He's also made other garbage films. So maybe his judgment's not all the best, especially if you look at his body of career and what he's supposed to be an expert in. He's kind of missed sometimes. So let's just say that. And The Rock, hey, remember, this is a guy who did not know how to use his fun WWE diet, and he ended up screwing himself to where he grew women's boobs and had to get surgery to remove that. So maybe he's not the best on like telling you how to take nutrition. You know, let's be honest here, okay? And Oprah Winfrey, are you serious? She gave us Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil.
Yeah, disqualified immediately.
Yeah, those are. Dr. Pepper is more of a doctor than Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz.
What if we launch a eminently successful campaign to be the first ever co-president and vice president, Tim and Tom?
Oh man, I don't know anything.
Right, but neither do they. So,
well, no, you don't just go. Well,
we're in this together,
no.
Tom. Let's get it done. Let's save America. Tim and Tom save America.
There's sometimes I forget.
I can picture it now. We got the buses, we've got the megaphones, we got the buttons, we got the hats, we got the we've got the illegal campaign excuse me. You know what I'm saying? We grassroots, right?
No, there's sometimes I forget to put underwear on. I'm not running for president.
Tim and Tom.